Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Okie Podcast. This is the second episode of the podcast. My name is Russell Sun Eagle. On today's show, I have a man that is a professional boxer, a Oklahoma boxing state champion, and he is a motivational speaker as well. And he is just a conqueror of all things that life has thrown at him. He is Dennis, the Pawnee Express Knife Chief.
Noah, this is Dennis Knife Chief. I'm happy to be here with my daddy Russell and to speak to the viewers, to the listeners, and let y'all know that you all can be conquerors as well, as long as you're willing to put in the work and stay consistent and believe.
You heard that first, everybody. Some good words. So how you been, man? It's been a long time.
Yeah, it has been.
When was the last time? I remember Pawnee Powwow. Is that?
Yeah,
no. Or was it No Dapple?
Man, I don't know. It's one of them two.
I know.
But I'd probably just be safe and we'll just say Pawnee Powwow. Because we see each other every time, every year.
Every year.
Regardless.
Mm-hmm. So how have you been, man?
I've been good, Audie. I've been good. I just been working my butt off, man. Grinding, training, staying ready. We're into 2021. It's January, the end of January. We made it through 2020, man. If you weren't a man before 2020, man, you're a full-grown adult now, because if you made it through it, man, you learned a lot, and you're definitely stronger from it. I know I am.
Yeah, it was a tough year for everyone, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a tough year. How was your year with COVID and everything for what you do, boxing?
Oh man, it was rough. Okay, so last year of February, we were training my old coach, Pastor Bo Jr. or Pastor Bo. His son is Bo Jr. But we had a fight offer over on DAZN. It's one of the biggest, one of the biggest networks, boxing networks, in the United States or in the world, really. So we got an offer, and we did negotiations, and we got to fight February 29th, I believe, and it was on the Mikey Garcia, Jesse Vargas undercard at the Cowboy Training Stadium in Frisco, Texas. So that was good, but we ended up losing in the third round. Like, it was a TKO because the dude caught me with a left hook, and it didn't hurt me, but I was just moving rope-a-doping, never was dropped, and the ref just hopped up in there, but it's all good, a lot of experience, and man, that was, I ain't gonna lie, out of all my 25 pro fights, this is my 25th one, and dang it, Dottie, like, nothing like the nerves, man, because it's the biggest shows I've ever fought on, and it was on DAZN, and world champions were fighting there. I got to meet like 3 world champions, Justin Parker, he's a heavyweight, former world champion. I got to meet Jesse Vargas, he's a welterweight champion. I got to meet Chocolatito, Jose Gonzalez, I think is his name. They call him Chocolatito. He's a beast, and actually another one, this guy from Russia. But we were at the hotel, and it was surreal. But man, before that fight that day, man, I was about to throw up. It was crazy.
Yeah,
I was surprised, but just like Ali says, if your dreams don't scare you, you're not dreaming big enough. So,
exactly.
So I had to go up in that thing, man, and get it.
How long has it been now since you've been fighting now?
It's been 11 months. Yeah, 11 months, because February of last year would make it 11 months, because this coming up one would make it a year. February's coming up, and yeah, it's been a while.
I've known you for ever, but could you tell the listeners a little more about yourself? Where you grew up, how you grew up, what kind of led you on this journey that you're on right now?
Yeah, for sure. Grew up in good old Pawnee, Oklahoma. That's basically a reservation. It's not like the ones in other places, but I mean, it is where the Jodek the white man, placed us from Nebraska. So I mean, it's it can be rough, and yeah, like we got a lot of family that still live there, and my mom, single mom, took us out of there whenever she went to school, and just tried to get us out of that environment, whenever we were 11. And yeah, and since then, my dad wasn't there, so it's me, my daddy John Michael. He's in the service right now in the Army, so that's awesome. And my little sister Lexi. Well, she wasn't born yet, but anyways, we moved to Norman, and went through middle school up there, at Jackson Elementary. And throughout my whole life, we'd always have a cousin that would stay with us, and I mean, of course, when you're kids, you overhear things. So I'd hear like my mom or my grandma talking about so and so, like they need to get their act together, so so they could take care of these kids, which is sometimes my cousins every now and then that would be staying with us. And I heard it was because of drinking and drugs or whatever. So as a kid hearing that, I would always wonder, like, what's so amazing, what's so great about these drugs and alcohol, this bottle that makes them not want to take care of my cousin that's with us, that's living with us now, So I was curious, I wasn't scared of it. I was like, honestly, I just wanted to try it, just because, I guess. And that's why my dad wasn't there. So I was like, man, wonder what the hype's about, So sure enough, I ended up, I think, what was it, 16? We were in Norman. We moved, went through a lot of adolescent stuff. When I was 13, I got in trouble. My dad tried to come back. My dad, and me and him got into a fight. I got sent to a juvenile place for a weekend. I thought it was tough, but I mean, it was just a weekend. But anyways, then at 16, we moved to Shawnee, and I drunk with some cousins, and I got tore up, dude. And man, I got so messed up that my mom had to bathe me. My dad was there, and he's like, I was just saying sorry to him. And I just remember that. And my mom had to check on me, see if I was going to throw up on myself, and, all that. And I said that'd be it, but of course it wasn't, so that was man, I don't know. Actually, I think that was 14 or 15. Because at 16, man, like, I've been through a lot, man. Like at 16, so at 14 that happened, and then at 16, man, it's been a minute since I've been thinking of, since I've thought about, my past. But I have, since when I was 16, I got in trouble again. So I just had problems throughout that time. Once I started drinking it and all that, whatever, then got introduced to drugs and alcohol, so, and then at 16, I dropped out as freshman. We were living in Shawnee, and then we moved back to Pawnee, and I was a freshman, and my brother, he got sent off, he got in trouble, and then I missed him, and then my mom had a boyfriend or whatever. And anyways, I just used it as an excuse. So I dropped out. Mom made me get my GED. Took me 3 tries, but I got it. And then that's what the beginning of the end with, like, me messing up. Like, I started like getting involved in, you know, hanging out with my older cousins, just drinking around all the time, you know, Darren Diamond, you know, RIP to him. And, you know, like I was just hanging out with them. And then at 16, I punched a window and, you know, I drank too much, punched the window, almost lost my arm, almost lost my life. It was crazy. I was in ICU for 3 days. Man, I got loads of things that have happened to me. Of me, like, man, it's just like I believe in God, I believe in Jesus, I believe that He's there to, you know, He's there to comfort us all, as long as we allow that, you know, as long as we believe. Like, that's what I believe. So, you know, throughout all these struggles that I put my own self through, like, He always had mercy. I always could run to Him, and I was fine, you know, and I could get back on my feet. But so yeah, I'm just gonna run through it real quick. So 16, I did that. Almost, you know, lost my life. They said I'd never be able to use my right arm again. So like, whenever I punched that window, I got 23 staples right here. I'm showing Russ the scar. Jeez. And then that right here is the main artery. If it had hit that artery, I'd have been gone. Oh my God. So like, all my muscles were all messed up in there. Like, it's basically like I'm flexing right there. You could touch it, and there's no muscle there. So anyways, that's what happened when I was 16, bro. Like, so that happened. They said I was never going to use my arm, never get to play basketball. You know, I love basketball. And I was like, dang. And then I got hooked on pills, you know, because they gave me pain meds. And then I got hooked on them. And then, of course, it just kept getting worse. At 17, right before I turned 17, I think I got in trouble. Went out with some cousins, got in trouble. Then I came back to the house, causing problems with my big brother. Me and him got into a fight. My mom tried to break it up. And then she called the cops because they just couldn't control me. So that was in Pawnee. And they came pick me up, put me in the jailhouse or whatever, or they put me in the fire department and just handcuff or zip tie me or whatever. And they told me I was gonna be able to leave, but I was like, I felt so bad that I was like, man, forget this. I was like, man, I can't go. I don't want to go back home. You know, I need help. Honestly, it was a cry for help. Like, I was like, I don't want to go back home and face, you know, what I did. You know, so I told them I was calm. I told the police officer I was kind of sobered up. But I was like, hey, I'm fine. Can I sit in there? And they trusted me, and they put my handcuffs from the back, or the zip ties from the back to the front. And I was in there waiting in the waiting room. He's like, yeah, you're going to get to leave. And I was like, heck no, I ain't going to leave. So I sat in that chair. I grabbed that chair. Boom, boom, boom. Grabbed it. Tried to bust it on that window inside the waiting room in that police office or whatever. And then I busted that chair on the window, and then he was like, all right, you're going somewhere now. And I was like, awesome. He's like, that's a felony. And I was like, oh well, I don't want to go back home and face how I acted, you know. Yeah. So I got sent off for a year. I went to Pawhuska for 3 months, waiting placement for a group home, and I ended up getting into a fight over there because whenever you're in jail, any of them types of places, you like got to prove yourself, or you gotta. They're nothing but, you know, they don't care, you know. So you kind of have to put out that vibe too, so people leave you alone, you know. So I got into a fight, beat this guy up, whatever, and then I finally got sent off to a group home in Norman. Did that for 10 months. Went through my trials over there. Yeah, I went through a lot of trials over there. Like, I got into 2 fights. At first, I was trying to be cool and calm, you know, I'm just trying to do my time and see my fam. But I was in there with 12 kids that were troubled, you know, and I was trying to be cool, but after a while, you just get tired of it. So I beat up this one kid. He came in my room. I beat him up, whatever. He asked for it, and he got in more trouble because he came into my room. And anyways, that happened. And then, you know, we got in trouble. Like, man, it was crazy too. Like, somebody died in our family, and I got a free pass to go to Pawnee and go to that funeral, and I found liquor in the fridge, and I drank it, and I blacked out, and I got in trouble with the cops. And they took me back to that group home, and the group home was like, my mom said that my mom and my brother had to drive me over there because, before that, they're like, do you guys still want him? And they could have said no and sent me off somewhere worse, or they could have said yeah, which they did, thank God.
Yeah.
And I could have started all over, and that's what happened. I went over there, had to start all over. There's certain levels you have to get to get out. I got dropped to 1, started bending my way up, was doing good. And then a few months later or whatever, there's this bully in there that would pick on everybody. He's just I guess if you watch 60 Days In, he's like a pod boss or whatever. He's like the OG in there or whatever, but I got sick of him.
Yeah. So
I ended up beating him up. I elbowed him in the face, cut his face open. He had to go to the doctor, get stitches. And so they had a grand staffing with my mom and the staff, and they said, if you don't straighten up now, I was 17. So they were like, if you don't straighten up now, you'll go to Kojak until you're 23. And I was like, oh crap. I was like, all right, I'm good. So after that grand staffing for that group home when I was 17, I straightened up, man. I straightened up. Like, even some of them kids would even this kid that I beat up already, he's like trying to fight me again. Like, they were just trying to, crabs in the bucket, they're trying to pull me down, So, but I had to, think about what's more important to me, and that's my family. And that's God. So yeah, I got out of that. I turned 18. I do great for a year and a half. Ended up breaking up with one of my first loves or whatever. And I was doing good for a year and a half, like I say. And then right before I turned 19, bro, I freaking drink too much, act a fool. One of my cousins on the right side, Jared Leader. Me and him get in trouble, and I was driving my Cadillac. It's 4 a.m, and I wreck it, and we're pulling over to houses. And he liked to steal, so I was like, "Hey, bro, go see if you could find a spare tire, see if it matches up with this or whatever with my tire." Like, I was gonna fix it, but that's how tore up we were. And he was stopping. This is 4 a.m, and I was sitting there driving with sparks. I remember the sparks, like just seeing the light in the front. And yeah, and eventually the cops seen us, and I tried to act like I was dropping him off at a house, like it was his house.
Yeah.
And they were like, "What are y'all doing?" And I was like, "I'm dropping him off." And then they were like, I guess the owners of the house, that the cars that he was breaking into, and I was, being an accessory of that. They were like, "We don't know him," so they were like, all right, let's get rid of him, So they threw us in when I was 18, and I think he's like 19 or something, and I ended up spitting on an officer on the way. Yeah, and he pulls over, roughs me up a little bit. So then I'm in jail. Go to jail. I start acting up when I'm in jail because I'm tore up still. Indians. Most Indians get crazy whenever they drink too much liquor.
Yeah. So,
or if they don't know how to control or have the discipline to control themselves and know that limit, But anyway, so when I was in there, I cracked the window. I hit the window. I cracked it. I was causing problems, so they put me in this rec room in a chair that strapped me up, and then. Then they put me in, whenever I sobered up, they put me in with the D pod, which is the worst pod. There's a couple of people in there for murder. There's people that were in prison. And a lot of people in that pod were waiting to pull chain to go to prison. And I was an 18-year-old kid, thought I was done, thought I fixed everything in my life. And now here I am, blacked out, wake up in jail with 3 felonies. And I was just like, dang. This sucks, It's just like, it's just surreal, man. And I was just like, dang, why God, why is this happening? Of course, it's because of how I acted, I didn't listen. I didn't listen to my mom, So anyways, they put me in there. I do 6 months in jail. They give me the first thing they offer me is 5 years suspended, which means that them 3 felonies won't be wiped off my record whenever I finish probation. So I'll have to like pay a lot of money to get them expunged, and we plan on doing that later on. Mm-hmm. So, anyways, that happened. I get out. 5 years suspended. After 6 months, go through the probation, clear, bro. I do great, except for a month before my probation ends. I hang out with my cousin, one of my cousins, and Lindsay Nuttall, or dang, giving the name drop age on it, but I mean that's the reality of it, though. Sorry to put you out there though, sis, but I mean it's real though. Like, we got family. We all got family members that aren't living right, that haven't changed. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. So, anyways, that happened. Hang out with my cousin, act up again. I spit on an officer. So, yeah, after after my recent probation, I spit on an officer. They offer me drug court. I take drug court. I do great. I finished up with drug court for 2 years. So I'm doing good. And during this time, I'm still boxing, dude. Like, it's crazy. So, like, yeah, I'm boxing. I do good, and then after, it's crazy, like these drug court programs, they're really strict, bro. Like every day you have to call in, and they call your color, you gotta go P-test, blah blah blah, all that. Yeah. And then like they don't have no system to get you off mama's titty. you know what I'm saying? Like right after, like they don't gradually put you into the real world. 2 years, you straight, you gotta do meetings, you're just strict, and then they just let you free. Whenever you you have money, you have a new car, after 2 years, if you finish that program, you're going to have some, you're going to have some things that you've, obtained through that sober life, through that, hard work that you had to do to graduate that program. And a lot of people go straight back, and that's what happened to me a month later, bro. Mm-hmm. So I had a brand new car. I started hanging out with my old friends. So I finished that drug court, and it's over. Like my felony was expunged. That one that I spit on the officer for the second time, that's expunged. All that's history. So I was like, cool. And then I ended up not even a month later, bro. I had a drop top. I had a nice car, nice job, had my home, and dang, at like what is it, 18? Like around 23, bro. Like, man, I don't know, man. No, it's like 24, 20. No, I think it's like 26. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's like 26 that happened, and I was 26, and man, dude, I had a fight coming up. I had to defend my title. So during that time that I was in drug court, I won that title. So that was good. So anyways, then I was supposed to defend my title after I finished that probation, and yeah, training camp is stressful, so I went to get out and go to a fair, hung out with some friends, ended up drinking liquor, bro, acted up. I guess my friend, I don't know, and I ended up driving off, wrecked my car or whatever. Cop finds me in the middle of a pasture in Shawnee. Mm-hmm. Comes, tries to get me, pick me up, and I guess I kick him. I don't know what it is with me and man assault and all this, but man, that's just what kind of, I guess, that's just what kind of person I turn to whenever I just go all out, and I drink liquor. Like I don't even mess with liquor, no liquor, whatever. I don't mess with it, bro, because that would be the risk I would be taking, you know. So. Anyway, so that happened, bro. In a week, that following weekend, I was supposed to be defending my title. A week before that happened, I got in big trouble. I assaulted that officer, DUI, wrecked my car. And I was in jail, and I was cutting weight during that time, kind of cutting my calories, and because I was drinking, you get dehydrated. Whenever they're putting my fingerprints in, bro, like, I just remember waking up. I guess I passed out. Like, I was just, boom, I got floored, and I woke up and seen the officers around me. I was like, man, I'm cutting weight. I'm supposed to be fighting this weekend, like, next week. And they're like, dang, you know, and I was just like, man, I need to get out, and, oh, man, I got to defend this title, you know, and, man, that was a tough time. That happened in 2016. So, yeah, that was rough, bro. Like, and my mom, my grandma came pick me up, and of course my grandma was filming me, and I was like, man, this sucks. Like, she's filming, and she's like, no, you got to see this, so you don't ever have to come. You know, they don't ever have to come to this place in real life again. And I was like, all right, whatever. So she filmed me. And I don't know, I've been asking her, where's that film, you know, because it'd be interesting. But, okay, so all right, that happened. Oh, yeah, and before all this happened, like I say, Dottie, like, I've been through a lot. Yeah. So while I was waiting on that drug court thing, me and one of my friends, this was like, dang, I'm rewinding, but me and one of my good friends, man, we went out, like, while I was waiting for that drug court hearing, you know. So, like, if I would have gotten in trouble between that time while I was waiting for that drug court, I could have really screwed up. So I ended up going out drinking with my friend and getting into a fight with him. And then his neighbor's like, you want me to call cops? You want me to call cops? And he's like, no, give me 10 minutes. This is my brother. You know, like, he's loyal, man. I'll never forget that. Like, and he's just wrestling me, trying to hold me down. Me and him were fighting, and I remember, like, saying, you can't hurt me, and I just started hitting myself, and then I guess the next morning my jaw was broke. I thought I got jumped because I was so out of it, but then my friend told me that I was hitting myself, and that is me. And that is crazy. The next day he even told me, he started to tell me, and I was like, man, I was trying to swallow, and it hurt to swallow, so my jaw was jacked. And I was like, man, Mom, I called my mom the next early morning. I was like, man, I think I got jumped last night. I don't even know what happened, you know. And she came pick me up, and then I go home, and I'm like, man, I think it's broke. Something's wrong. Like, it hurts to swallow, all that. So we go over there. Of course, my jaw's broke. They said the only thing that was holding my jaw together was my wisdom tooth. So I must have really jacked it up. And, yeah, they wired it shut for 6 weeks. And during that time, or before that happened, you know, my friend, he called me and told me, he's like, man, you're hitting yourself, you're acting up, and, man, bro. And I was like, man, I don't want to hear it. And then he's like, no, bro, you got to hear this. I was like, dang, all right, you know, because so that happened before all this happened. Like, so, like, yeah, bro. Like, so the last time I got in trouble, and the last forever time that I will get in trouble, was in 2016. I got in trouble. I just got put on because remember when in 2016, that's whenever I had to defend my belt or whatever, and I got thrown in. I got the felony DUI, and then I got the assault on officer right after drug court a month later, you know, just kind of recap. And then I had to fight that following weekend, and I was like, man, this is horrible. I was like, man, like, throughout that whole week, like, my mom and my grandma bonded me out, and I told them I'd pay them back, you know. And anyway, so I was just like, man, I got to fight. I got to defend this belt. And, you know, of course, like, I didn't want to drink or do any drugs, so I was eating, bro. Like, I was eating. That's like comfort food. So, but I had to be at a certain weight for that fight. And I ended up showing up to that fight 2 pounds over, so I lost a belt on the scale. But, yeah, I didn't even want to fight, bro. But, I mean, I had to get this money to, you know, help pay for the lawyer fees that I'm going to have to pay for, you know, for this recent charge that I got in 2016 that I had to pay at that time. So I was like, I got to fight, you know. So I ended up fighting. I didn't even want to fight, bro. But I go up there, I lose my belt on the scale, do the face-off thing, block everything out, all the crap that's happening in my life. And because I got to be a champion, you know. I got to, regardless of all that stuff that happened, I had to just focus in. So during that fight, I didn't want to, but I didn't want to fight at all, man. But that whole fight, the whole 5 rounds, I was just jabbing him. I didn't even want to like exchange, so I was just jabbing him up. I jabbed him that whole fight, like the whole 5th from 1 through 5, and then the 6th round, I almost knocked him out. I was like, forget it, I feel it now. You know, I kind of want to fight now. So, anyways, and I almost knocked him out in the last round, and I think I win that round, or after winning that round, I think that's what won me the fight because I ended up winning, and of course I lost my belt anyway, but I got a win. And then the following month, I had to face this undefeated fighter. I fought him 3 times already, and and ended up beating him for the title. He's beaten me all 5 rounds, and I knocked him out in the 5th round a month later. So that was a crazy time in my life, bro. So yeah, ever since 2016, you know, all that happened, and now, like, you know, I'm just living the life, you know, trying to, you know, be great, you know, just like, you know, whenever I post, just trying to be great. Like, I don't want to call myself great because I'm not that. Maybe I don't even think I ever want to call myself great because whenever you meet great, you know, what else is there to strive for? So yeah, that's why I'm just trying to, you know, I'm just trying to do my best to be great every single day, and be the person that I wasn't yesterday, and of course way back then, you know, that's, you know, 2016, that wasn't too long ago, you know. Yeah. So I mean, I'm still like getting it, and man, bro, like it's crazy, man. Like, God has mercy on us all. Like, it's up to us to believe that. We're all 1 in a million. It's up to us to believe that. Like, the only difference is that, you know, me and whoever else believes it.
Yeah.
So dang, bro, that's crazy. Yeah, that's basically the whole story of, you know, what I've done, what I've overcome, and yeah. Oh yeah, and it's crazy too. Like in 2016, like I was looking for a job, and then and I got hired at Red Lobster, and that was a pretty cool job. And I've been with them ever since. So I've been with them for almost 5 years now. Mm-hmm. So like I've been grinding. I started school at Rose State for health and sports science. So I'm gonna get that done, and then open up a gym maybe 3 to 5 years. Mm-hmm. But I got a boxing career to focus on until then. Yeah. Until I'm like 35 is the time whenever I plan to retire. Yeah. And have a world title.
I knew some of that, but I didn't know all of that.
Yeah, bro. It's a blessing. Like, man, ever since like that last thing happened, like my goal in life was, you know, to be as far away from that as I can be, and to look at myself differently, to believe in myself, to have more faith, to have patience, to trust the process. You know, like now I'm 12-12-1 with 7 knockouts. Like I got 25 pro fights. I'm ranked in the top 100 in the nation. I'm just trying to, you know, be a world champion. And whether that comes to fruition or not, like I'm still working my buns off to get there. Like, and I don't care, like, whatever odds I have to face, you know, I can still attack them and conquer them. Because at the beginning of my career, bro, like I was a 1-3-1. Like I could have quit then, but I didn't. And then I became a Oklahoma champion for 2 years. You know, beating the best in Oklahoma versus guys that had 70 amateur fights, 100 amateur fights, beating Golden Glove champions. You know, former Golden Glove champions, this and that, and I've got to go to Philadelphia and meet 2 world champions. Like they paid me to go out there for a week to help a elite fighter, Thomas Amana. Shout out to you, bro. Thanks. He's up in Philly. So he flew me out there and paid me for a week to spar with him 3 times, and I got him pretty good a couple of times, but man, he got me this one time, bro. Like he didn't hurt me or nothing, but man, my legs were done. But anyways, bro, like it was it was amazing. Like up in Philly, bro, like nothing but world class boxers in there, and I was there. Like it was crazy, bro. There's a world champion named Tevin Farmer. He's a lightweight world champion, or he was, and he just lost it, but he was a world champion, bro. Like, and he was there every day. Like I was starstruck, bro. Like I was starstruck, and I was just like, it felt right though. Like it felt right. Like this is where I belong, you know. Like it was amazing, bro.
You say you went 1-3?
Yeah.
1-3-1?
1-3-1. Yep.
But you jumped into it pro.
Yeah.
You didn't do AMI, right?
Yep.
Yeah. You just went straight in as a professional boxer.
With a month of training.
With a month of training.
Yeah, it was stupid, dude. I thought I was a what, bro? But I mean, today, it's true, you know? Like, I'm the one, man. Like, it's real. Yeah, bro, it's crazy, man. Like, fought on, you know, like on that DAZN was, it was the most national recognized, you know, organizations. It's a national, worldwide app. I fought on that app, you know, and then I fought on television or local television like three times, bro, and like it's just crazy. It's just amazing, like what not quitting can do for you, and having God at the forefront and belief in yourself and working, like I say, work your buns off, bro. Like especially in this game, like you can't play it, bro. Like you're going in there, you're gonna get hurt. You know what I mean? You can't jump in water and not get wet. So like you're gonna get hit. So you know you got to be prepared for all aspects of the fight game, before, during, and after.
Yeah. What made you start boxing? Or did somebody just say, or did you just find a gym and wanted to try it out?
Yeah, it's crazy. So I was like 22, I guess, almost about to turn 23, because that's when I turned professional, or that's when I started. I was working at a tire shop. There's this big white guy, and I was like, man, this fool is huge, bro. Like, he's one of them just big, he's like 6'4", just like ripped and stuff, like big old dude.
Yeah.
Like, you know how them tall guys are usually all skinny and lengthy, but this dude was like, looked like a dang heavyweight champion of the world, man. He's big, and he used to play football in Texas. So, like, I was like, who is this dude? You know, he's kind of intimidating, you know? Like, but anyways, we found out he's an amateur boxer. And I was like, started talking with him. I was like, man, I always wanted to try, you know? Because I'd always watch UFC. You know how everybody watches UFC and they say, I could do this. They should do this and that and that and this. Yeah. I was one of them guys, bro. Like, I was like, man, I could do that, you know? And then sure enough, I was like, hey, bro, can I come train with you? And he's like, yeah. And then so he takes me to his coach, and I was training for an amateur fight in his 2 weeks. I was training, and then his coach was like, hey, man, they're having a Native American boxing professional card. You want to turn pro? I can get you a win. I can get you paid. And I was like, what's a young guy like myself, you know, going to do? Of course, I'm going to say yes. So I was just like, bet, let's do it. He said I could get a win and I'm getting paid. Awesome, let's do this. So this is on a Comanche boys, like I was on his undercard over at First Council.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I ended up fighting over there and found out I had a good chin and a lot of heart. I lost a decision, and you know, my jaw was pretty jacked. Afterwards I wanted to eat. I couldn't even eat a chip because I couldn't open up my jaw, open up my mouth, you know, and it hurt chewing, you know. So like it was crazy, man. But the next fight, you know, the next fight I got a 3rd round knockout. I was on the undercard of Kimbo Slice's card, and me and him were the only ones that got a knockout, and I was keen. So ever since then, bro, like I've been hooked, you know. I just been like, all right, I can do this, you know, let's get it. Because I was fighting a guy that was a 35 fight veteran. This was my only 2nd fight, you know, and I was fighting a guy with like over 30 fights. So his record wasn't that great, but still he knocked out some people, and I was like, man, this is only my 2nd fight, bro. Like before that fight, I was so nervous. I wanted to just go crawl into a hole and be away from everybody. I wanted to quit. Like the anxiety that you get before a fight in the beginning, or like when you're earlier in your career, it's nothing like it, bro. Like the anticipation, like you think this guy's got knockouts. Could I be that one that gets slept, you know, in front of everybody? Like I was thinking that before that 2nd fight. My old coach even told me, he's like, yeah, I've had people come all the way to Kansas to fight, and they would just leave because they couldn't. They were too scared. The anxiety got the best of them. I was like, dang, that's crazy. And that second fight, I was like, I'm about to be one of them guys. I feel like it, but I started thinking, I was like, how would I feel afterwards? Like if I did that? Oh my gosh, that'd be horrible. So that's what talked me into it. So I was like, all right, let's get it, you know. And then sure enough, you know, I ended up getting a 3rd round knockout. Best performance, you know, in the beginning of my career.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And when was that?
Man, that was like 2013.
2013.
Yeah.
You've been all over fighting too, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. What was the coolest place you've been to?
Atlantic City, my first time I ever fought out of state was that was pretty amazing, man. Like you know how in Rocky he's like, I just want to know I belong, you know?
Yeah.
Like I just want to know I belong. Like remember whenever he fights Apollo, he's like afterwards he's like, did you give me all you had? And he's like, yeah. So he's like, he just wanted to know he belonged. So anyways, during my local show fighting, I would always hear about fighters from Oklahoma like going out, venturing out, you know, and just getting clobbered, you know, and just getting dang on world star basically. But yeah, so I'd hear about these fighters I looked up to, you know, that'd go out and just get slept, man. So anyways, I had about 15 pro fights, over 10, and I was like, man, I'm ready. You know, I've already been a champion for 2 years in Oklahoma. Like, let's get it. It's time to get out. And then plus the money's like much better out of state. But you're you know, the odds are against you. So anyways, I get this message for a fight in Atlantic City versus a guy. My original weight, I was a champion at 154. That's my weight that I'm good, what is it, more natural, I guess, is 154 for me. And I got this offer to fight their champion in Atlantic City at 160 to go. I had to go up and weight. This is the thing, though. All these promoters, all these guys out there, they look for people like that. They'll try to bring them up in weight and throw money at them for them to have an advantage, you know. So anyways, so they, of course, you know, they said they'd pay me really well. So I was like, oh, that's cool. And then you could go to BoxRec and you could check these guys out. Normally, whenever I get offers, I say, what's their name? You know, what weight, what's the purse, blah, blah, blah. When I check their name out, I can sometimes they'll show their amateur career if they're big national tournaments, but most of the time, half the time they won't. But you can see their whole pro career, like who they faced, who, you know, how they did, who you could check the guy that they faced, how many guys that guy faced, you know, what kind of competition they were facing. So anyways, I checked him out. He is 11-0, 7 knockouts at 160. And all the guys he knocked out, I think had losing records. So I'd be his first step up. So on paper wise. So I was like, man, let's get it. Like I asked a couple of my friends and they're like, man, take that fight, bro. And I was like, all right, bet. And so I take it. We go out there, and me, John Michael, and my brother John Michael, and my coach Billy. R.I.P. to Billy. Miss you so much. Yeah, he passed away, man. Man, I miss him. He passed away like 3 months ago, maybe longer, but it feels like 3 months. You know, like man, yeah, man. It's a blessing to. It's crazy, real quick, like. Throughout my life, I never had a dad. You know, my dad wasn't there, but, you know, God provided me with a lot of father figures in my life. Like now I have so many father figures. Like I know preachers, pastors, you know, great boxing coaches that love me. And it's just awesome, man. Like I have a lot of people to look up to, respectable people. So anyways, he passed away, R.I.P. Coach Billy. So we go out there, me, Coach Billy, my brother, we got to Atlantic City, bro. They sent us through the runaround, bro. Like, you think boxing, the shady side of it, this was boom, and full-blown shadiness. Like, they were having us run around doing this and that thing, like stressing us out, bro. And I was like, man, like before the fight, like they didn't even have a hotel room for my coach, and they even said that. They didn't even fly him out till the day of. And then my mom, she does contract work, so she read the contract, and before even too, she'd do that. So she made sure they honored it. So they weren't even going to fly my coach out. But then my mom said, she talked to the manager, and I was just like about to say, forget it. I don't even care if coach is here. I'm just ready to go beat this dude up for putting us through this, you know, because his management team was handling us. And we didn't know until later that the management team that was with him was his coach. So his coach purposely put us through all these hoops and stressed us out to get us off our game plan about whooping this dude. Mm-hmm. So anyways, my mom says, if y'all don't honor this contract, that's a breach of contract. We'll sue you. So they fly him out the next day. He shows up the next day, bro. I was so happy. I was ready to fight without him, you know, even though I didn't want to. But he showed up. It's like, man, thank God I showed up at weigh-ins. The dude that I was supposed to face, before that, like I made sure I made my weight 160. So I go cut my weight during that day. I make my weight 160. Yes, I'm on point. I don't even feel that bad, you know. So I'm like, bet, good. And then his coach calls me, or his manager, and he's like, hey, you can go ahead and eat whatever you know. If you want, you can go ahead and eat and drink. He's gonna be a little overweight. And I'm like, heck no, bro. Like, y'all better make that weight, because I suffered and I made my weight. I stayed disciplined. And he was like, okay, we will. So, bro, like, we go weigh in. This fool is 4 pounds over. He's 164 and a half, and I'm 160. That's what's in the contract, 160. So anyways, you can tax them if they don't meet that the requirements, the stipulations of that contract. So we tax them, and we got our money. We got, you know, you can tax them $100 a pound. You can tax them $200 a pound. You know, up in the big world title fights, so you do 50,000. But that's whenever you get to the big title fights, you know, world title fights or title eliminators, contender fights. That's 10 rounds and 10 to 12 rounds. 10 rounds are usually like title eliminators or contender fights. Usually they're when you're way up there, and then 12-round fights are usually world title fights. So that's a little information for y'all out there. But anyways, yeah, Atlantic City, bro. It was the best time, bro. Like, that was out of all the, I fought in New York, you know, Texas. Yeah, I headlined both of them, but Atlantic City, I was at the co-main event, and we go up in weight to fight their champion. We ended up, you know, dropping their champion. We beat them. You know, we dropped their champion in the 4th round. Have him wobbled, have him hurt. I'm going in for the kill, bro. I'm trying to knock him out, and he recovers. He makes it to the last bell. I whooped him. I never hit the canvas. He was on the ground, hurt. They give the fight to him on a unanimous decision. And I was like, man, that's a rip-off, bro. Yeah. So I was just like, crap. But like I say, remember whenever Rocky, you know, said I belong? After that fight, I knew I belong, you know, like I knew I belong. Like, and plus I went up in weight, and plus he was overweight. So he is already in a super, that goes junior middleweight is 154, middleweight 160, super middleweight 165, 168. He was at super middleweight. Mm-hmm. So yeah, bro, like that's definitely one of the the best places I've been, you know. Like, that's the beginning, the start of it, you know. Mm-hmm. Is sweet. Dang. Even though we took the L, but we got robbed, bro. But it was cool, man.
Isn't that crazy how shady, like, even in the fight world like that?
It is, bro. Like, even the refs, like, the refs can be shady. The judges can be shady. Yeah. The management could be shady. But after that fight, we learned a valuable lesson, a priceless lesson, that we need to go to the commission and talk to them about the licenses, because your cornermen are supposed to have licenses. Usually you can do that the day of weigh-ins, but they were hassling us to do it before then. I was like, normally we do a day of weigh-ins over in Oklahoma. And anyway, so you call the commission, get straight, instead of a third party person, middleman, you go straight to commission. They'll tell you exactly what to do, and they can't run you around, you know. So, but yeah, man, it can get ugly. But after that incident, the first time we went out, we've never, you know, been through anything that bad. We've been through a couple hiccups, but nothing to that extent.
That was the worst.
Yeah, that was the worst,
man.
bro.
Oh my God.
It was horrible, bro. Like, I was just like, I couldn't believe it, but then I could, you know. I was like, well, I hope the rest of these out of state fights aren't like this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like this, whenever you fight for the bigger networks, for the bigger people, they take great care of you, you know. Like, they're good. Like, whenever we fought in New York, we were like escorted a limousine. We were the main event. So, man, bro, like, it's cool. It's like what it felt like, you know, is what it should feel like. Like, they escorted us a limousine wherever we wanted. We got to eat like salmon at this fancy restaurant. Like, for the fighters, all the fighters got to eat. They took good care of us, and you know, paid us well. That was good. And yeah, put us in a nice hotel, and yeah, like that's what it's about. And yeah, man, it's just through like all the crap that I've been through and that I caused upon my own self till now, like, of course God has a big part of what I have today, but we have the option to choose what we can have in life, like whether we want to quit or persevere or stay consistent or just grind through whatever. We can get that, but it just takes work, you know. So, like, you know, it's pretty amazing where I'm at today. Like, I don't even really have a lot of time to look at the future or to look at the past. Like, I got so many things coming ahead of me today that I have to focus on them things. Like, you know, I have to, you know, try to get, you know, speaking engagements for churches. We do it for free. For like schools or whatever, we'll charge a certain fee. But I always tell them, if you can't pay that, it's okay. We'll do it. No charge. So, you know, my vision has always been, bro, like to change the world, honestly, like in a good way, to let people know that God loves them, to believe in yourselves, to understand that life's not going to be easy. Like I was told by one of my sponsors, Pastor Patrick McClung, he was a deacon for OU. He said, you either discipline yourself or somebody will do it for you. And that's basically the system. So, like, you know, I've got, you know, I've got, like I say, bro, like I got godly men that I can look up to. Like, I got, you know, all, man, it's just crazy, bro. Like, you know, I'm self-made, bro. Like, it's just through grind. Like, I remember going looking for sponsors, like, because it's not cheap to fight professionally. Like, you have to pay for gas, traveling back and forth, and then you got to pay your coach. Or, you know, if you have a manager, you have to pay them. You got to pay for traveling, your gear. So, like, I remember going out to find sponsors. Like, I'd be like, hey, my name is Dennis Knife. You have to sell yourself. You know, like, hey, my name is Dennis Knife. I'm trying to be a world champion. It's tough right now. I still work, you know, but I mean, if you could help me out, I could get your name out there. I have this many followers on Facebook, 5,000, 2,000, whatever. And if you could help me out, that'd be awesome. Because one thing, a guy, Gary Frazier, he's a fighter, MMA fighter. He told me, he was like, this is what kind of motivated me too. He said, you know, a lot of these businesses look for people to support because they could use that as a tax write-off. I was like, oh, shoot. So ever since I heard that, I just started looking for people. I'd go to door, and man, that was tough, bro. Like, I remember I went to this car salesman, and I was like, hey, can you help me out? You know, my name is Dennis Knife Chief. I'm a former junior, I'm a junior middleweight champion. I got this many followers. I can help you out with advertisement. These many people follow me, and possible, you know, tax write-off. And he said, just looked at me and said, you know what? I was like, oh, shoot, here we go. We're about to get something. He's like, I'm about the least bit of interested in even supporting that. And I was like, all right, thank you, sir. And then had to go to the next one.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. So, like, I've been through that grind. And, you know, like, like I say, bro, my gift is not to quit. Like, I'm not going to quit ever. In the ring, in life, like, I'm going to always look to progress, to exceed limitations that I have on myself. Like, I'm just going to keep pushing, bro. Like, I mean, it's part of life. Like, always be thinking, like, like everybody always asks why, like, this is happening, that's happening. Like, sometimes we don't know why, but I mean, if we just keep our head down, keep working our butts off, stick to the plan, maybe in hindsight 2020 might happen, and you'll realize it, but if God doesn't want that to happen, then so be it. Like, life's gonna always be hard, bro. Like, it's not easy. Like, people die, friends die, loved ones die, your boss is a jerk. Things, it's just life, bro. Like, you gotta always look at the positive side of things. Like, you just got to, like, I mean, of course it is nice to vent, to scream. Like, I'm sometimes driving my car, bro, and I'm just got so many things happening, like, or I'm heartbroken because, like, this past year, bro, we lost 6 family members, or 6 loved ones that and but one thing I did know is, like, I gotta work. Like, I gotta be close to God. Like, even whenever because I'm always drinking a gallon of water every day, I'm always in the restroom, I have this little shelf right there of eyesight, in my eyesight, and I write down all the scriptures that motivate me. I'll write quotes from Ali, I'll write motivating things, and I'll just sit there and, like, I always put them things in front of me. Like, you always hear people, like, I listen to motivational speakers, Zig Ziglar, who else is it? Impact Theory. They, like, have so many, like, Chameleonaire. They talk about entrepreneurship, how you can better yourself. Les Brown, David Goggins, of course, I like to run. And, all these, Cameron Haynes, Joe Rogan, of course. And, there's just so many people to look up to. And we have access to it if we choose to. Like, you could go on YouTube and I'll just listen to it, Definitely listen to Hotbox, and that's funny. Or that's good stuff too. Like we have all the tools, bro. Like, but it's on us if we want to use them to fix things or to damage things, Yeah. It's just up to us.
Yeah, they have a lot of good advice too. I like listening to Joe Rogan. Mm-hmm. He's always talking about, like, just don't stop. Keep going.
Yeah.
I think he doesn't watch himself or something so that he can not look at himself and say, I'm good. Mm-hmm. I'm great. Mm-hmm. He just doesn't, like, he doesn't watch himself and he just keeps going.
Yeah.
I guess he writes, like, like a special a year or something like that. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty crazy because I guess comedians, it takes a while, but him and, like, Dave Chappelle can do that in a year.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's why they're so known, Like,
you just got that drive.
Yeah.
You too, man.
Yeah.
You too. You came from a lot. You came from so much, and you're here right now. Like you said, when you hurt your arm, it could have lost you.
Yeah.
Possibly. But you're here. You're still here. Whether it be for boxing or speaking to anybody about your story. And then just getting them through the day. And, they're looking at, like, well, if he could do it, so can I. I can get out of this hole I'm in, Mm-hmm. That's why I wanted to bring you on here, because I knew parts of your story, but I didn't know the entire, story to it. And I'm sure, and I was pretty sure everybody else wanted to hear it too, Yeah. And it's really cool you wanted to come on, man. I appreciate it.
Heck yeah, bro.
What's your, what do you got coming up?
Man, like I was telling you the other day, bro, like, we're supposed to have a fight on the 13th of next month, in Spencer, Oklahoma. I still haven't heard nothing about that yet, but stay proactive and stay looking for fights. We have our team that we have now is pretty great. Like I say, my mom does contract work. She looks over all my contracts, and she edits it and puts stipulations and makes it more clear, so they can't go back on it or whatever. And yeah, for all these fights out of state or any fights. So we have a great team. You know, I like I said the other night, I was talking to you. You know, this guy in Iowa, he's 14-1. You know, he's been sandbagging. You know, like, and I was gonna go up and wait and fight him at 162. His promoter or the matchmaker was talking to me about it, and he was like, I doubt he'll fight you, but it would be a good fight for you. And I was like, man, all we can do is ask. And I was gonna take a pay cut, like nowadays, throughout my career, trust me, I'm not rich yet, but I mean, like throughout my career, I was making $300 to $500 a fight, but now it's, you know, God's good, bro. It's all God. Now I can make $5 to $10K a fight, you know. So, like, but back to my point, I was gonna take a pay cut to fight this dude, like half of that what I just said, and he still didn't want to fight me, you know. Like, this is supposed to be in Iowa, and yeah, that's just part of the business, you know. People have options to say yay or nay, and my last 4 opponents are all been undefeated, you know, and I went out there and gave them the business, gave them work. I took L's in them, but I mean, like, it's just part of the experience. It's part of the process, you know. You're going to lose in life sometimes, or whatever you can call it losing, but I call it lessons, you know. Like I say, at the beginning of my career, I was 1-3-1, and now I'm 12-12-1, 7 knockouts, you know, ranked 100 in the nation, you know. So, like, all I have is I can just go up from here. So, like, a lot of fighters say, or you hear a lot of the commentators say, yeah, this guy, if he loses this fight, it could really set him back. It could really set him back. But that's just people that are narcissistic and don't know the game. Like, if you're or not, you know, they're just arrogant to it. They're pessimistic about it. They just don't understand. They're just ignorant to it. So for me, as a guy that believes in himself 100%, I'm just one fight away from getting my breakthrough fight. I go win, and whenever you beat these prospects, you take their spot. They're ranked number 60 in the world. I go whoop them, knock them out. I get dropped to their spot or lower, which basically means I climb up in the rankings. Mm-hmm. So, like, I'm just one fight away, bro, from breaking up in the boxing world and letting the world know who Dennis Knife Chief is. Pawnee, Ski D, Warrior Boy. Like, they're gonna know.
Mm-hmm. They
Can't
will.
wait.
They will.
Can't wait.
They will. Hopefully this year's a big year for you and everybody else, because last year was awful.
Man,
last year was, oh God, it was really bad.
Yeah, bro. It's crazy. Like, yeah. People are going to be talking about this, and we're going to be like, we were in it, you know?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy, dude?
We were locked up.
Yeah, bro.
Locked down.
Oh, my gosh. That is so wild. Like, you know, the Capitol getting stormed.
Yeah.
Dang, the pandemic, you know, and just, you know, like, golly, that's going to be in the history books, and we're going to be able to tell our grandkids that, you know, Lord willing, if we make it that far, shoot. I don't know. But, yeah, man, it's going to be, we're in the midst of a massive part of history, bro. That's wild. Whenever you think about it, it's just like, what is this? This seems like a dream, you know?
This is a TV show. Mm-hmm. This isn't real life.
Yeah, somebody slapped me and wake me up.
And all the toilet paper was gone.
Yeah. Dang, bro, that's wild. Mask, like, whenever people, like, it's normal now that people wear masks, but whenever hopefully this goes away, you know, whenever nobody's allowed to wear masks, that's going to be weird, you know, seeing somebody's face. But yeah, like sometimes I'll just sit there and kind of daydream and be like, I'll be at like maybe an event or something during these times, during this pandemic, and I'll just see everybody in masks. I'm like, man, like 2 years ago, I would have never. This would have been like a movie. You know? It'd have been, yeah, it'd have been a trip.
It's gonna be weird when theaters open back up and concerts. Yeah, I'm not even interested in going.
For real.
Yeah, it's weird. I think I'd rather have them just VOD it. I mean, theaters are expensive anyways, so.
Oh yeah.
Because we used to go every week, about every weekend, we'd go to see a movie.
Yeah.
And it was weird whenever this pandemic happened and they started shutting them down. And it's like, what do we do now?
Dang, so yeah, they do got there's some open over in some places. Like I went to some, and I think once or twice. I think once, because yeah, bro, I love going to the movies. Like I'll usually go to the movies before my fights, like because like you normally you're just constantly going. You're thinking about this man. You know, you're just thinking about this person constantly. You're training twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. You're thinking about him. You're thinking about him, and then like maybe a day before I fly out to wherever I'm fighting or whatever, I'll go to a movie. I'll go have a small lunch, you know, and I'll just get away and go
just relax.
Yeah, bro, it feels good. It's so soothing. It's just like calm before the storm, man. It's crazy, bro. Like, man, dude, like it's just wild, like how my life is today. Like you know, before these fights, you know, like you have doubts, like you have, like you study film on this person. You've seen the people he's knocked out. You've seen the people he's lost to. You've seen the people he's hurt. And then you got to think about the training that you've put in, you know, and then, you know, seconds before the fight or minutes, you know, like Mike Tyson says, he's like, I'm walking, I'm scared of this guy. I've dreamed of him knocking me out. I've dreamt, you know, he's can't wait to get his hands on me, and I'm walking, I'm scared, I'm nervous, and then I step in the ring, oh my God. But that's not my situation. I do have a similar, you know, I have my own situation, how my mind perceives it. Before the fights, bro, like, it's crazy because, like, it's pretty neat, like, because I've been to main events, you know, you definitely get catered to quite, you know, better than the undercards. So that's pretty neat. You get your own dressing room, all that. And so, like, we're sitting there waiting. But before, whenever I was on undercards, a lot of undercards, you'd see people come in, like the fighters, you know, they'd be like, man, almost got him. Man, I did catch him with that. Man, I see that knockout. Or so it was kind of cool because you kind of had that camaraderie, you know, with the fighters. You know, you just like kind of had that same thing is about to happen with you. You know, you could be either on the winning end or the losing end. So of course you're thinking of all these thoughts, and like for me, like, and then the commission, they're like, come on, let's go, knife chief. And I'm like, all right, it's on. So you're you're warming up, and then you're just like, this is crazy. It's like, I thought about this dude for a month and a half, 2 months, a month, whatever. You know, however long I've just been thinking about this guy, and now we're about to fight, you know? So like while you're walking, like, it's just crazy, bro. Like everything's just slow motion, bro. Like the whole way, and then you're just like, you know, you're just praying, you know, you're like, all right, I got this, you know, you're waiting for your music to come on, everything's got to be right. If it's not, oh well, you know, nothing you can do about it. You're about to have a guy try to knock your head off here in about a few minutes, so you're just like going in there like, I'm ready, you know, I'm meant to be here, you know, I'm here, I'm ready, let's go. So you walk into the ring, get in there, you know, you see his people, you see him jumping around, ready, you're just like, it's crazy, man. So you know, do your little roundabout around the ring, get the feel of the ring, and then like once everything's slow motion still though, bro, it's crazy. Like, and then like whenever the ref or you guys go up to hear the instructions, you have your coach behind you, and you're looking this guy in his eyes, you know, you're like, nothing else really matters whether you look at him or not. Like, you guys are still going to try to knock each other's head off or whatever. But I always try to stare him down, you know. But you're looking at him, and the ref's like, all right, you ready to go? You listen to my instructions? All right, touch gloves, let's go. You go back over there, like, all right, it's about to happen, like for real, like it's really about to happen. Is it gonna happen? You're just like,
Yeah.
it's about to happen. It's already here. Like already, it's like a month and a half ago I was thinking about this, and now I'm here. So you're just like, all these things going in your head, and then your coach goes out of the ring now, which is you, the ref, your opponent. So you just see them two, and then you're just like, still slow motion, and your ref's like, you ready? You ready? And then, ding! Once that bell rings, bro, it's just you just going from a dream or slow motion, all these things, and you're just like, zoom! It just zooms in into just you and him. You don't even really see the ref.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even hear anybody. For me, I don't hear anybody. I just hear my coach, maybe his coach, and him. I'm just like, all right, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. I got to slip, got to move, bah, bah. And then you're just like, all right. He's pretty good. His footwork's pretty good. I'm trying to hit him with the jab, and I can't really hit him with the jab, so I'm gonna jab him to his body because it's easier to hit the body than the head. So boom, boom, jab, jab. Oh, he's trying to counter, and then like you're just waiting to feel that power shot to see what he's really got. Like see if he does hit hard as he looked on them videos, and then he'll hit you. You're like, all right, well, okay, I felt that. All right, cool. All right, let's go to this. So you just, bro, it's crazy, man. It's like I told my brother before a fight one time, I was like, and this is what I still believe today. Like for me, it's like the ultimate way of living, because like you're facing your fears, you're facing the world, people watching, you're facing possible embarrassment, you're facing glory, possibly, you're facing all these things, but you're still going in there, and you believe in yourself, and you just go in there and just get it,
Mm-hmm.
just do what you train for.
Yeah.
And it's crazy too, like before your fights, like you make weight, so that's, to me, making weight is I kind of like it, but then I hate it. It's a love-hate type thing.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how many times you make weight, it still feels like the first time you're doing it because it sucks so bad. And every now and then you'll have a easy weight cut, like, but I've cut so much weight at one time, like, I about passed out. I felt like I was gonna pass out on the scale. I could barely walk, and then and the guy ends up being overweight, and I was so mad, bro. Oh my gosh. I was like, man, I just killed myself to make weight, and this fool is 4 pounds over. Dang. And then, and I remember, so I've been through weight cuts like that. I've had maybe out of 25 times I fought, maybe 1 or 2 times maybe 3 times I've had a good weight cut. But other than that, bro, it's just like, man, got to suffer for greatness, You got to suffer for greatness. And like the ultimate way of living it to me too is like kind of sound like Mike Tyson a little bit, but he's like, get as close to death as you can in order to live, to appreciate, what you will have after this,
Yeah.
So yeah, bro, it's pretty wild. I've had a concussion, after a fight, I thought I was gonna die. Like I remember after a fight, I didn't know where I was at. I was seeing blurry, and my brother was with me. And I remember before this fight too, I was reading about fighters dying because of brain bleeds, and I just didn't know where I was at. So I was like, "Dang, bro, I think we need to go to the ER." And then we go to the ER, and I just started throwing up, and it was just crazy. I thought I was gonna die for real. I was like, "Dang." And John, my big brother was crying. It's a pretty sad scene. Like my mom, my grandma was there, and I was like, I couldn't take no medication for that pounding headache I had. I was vomiting. I was just like waiting for the MRI scan so that I could find out if I have a brain bleed or not, so I could take something to relieve this pounding headache I had.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God it was just a minor concussion. I was like, man, a minor concussion? I couldn't imagine what a major concussion would feel like.
Yeah.
Like, it was horrible.
Tore you up.
Yeah, bro. Like, I found out how much I really loved this, like if I really loved it or, that much or not. After that, I had to ask myself, and, yeah, man, I love it. It's what I was called to do, bro. Like, I've always been an athlete, always, been confident, but this sports definitely humbled me in many ways, and And now, like today, like after accomplishing what I've accomplished so far in boxing, like it's made me realize what I could do outside of boxing as well, because boxing is not gonna last forever, you know. So like, I want to excel in school. I want to, you know, I want to do well in my community. I want to help others, you know. I just want to do so many great things that I believe I can do, you know, like throughout this this pressure, you know, that I go through, and then it gets relieved and I go through it again, just because I put myself in them positions, because I believe in myself. Like I believe, like, you know, it's just making diamonds. Like I'll boom, get popped out, be a little diamond, and boom, I'm just making diamonds. Like is what I feel in life. The more things I'm able to accomplish through God, like I feel like I'm just popping out diamonds in my little bucket or whatever in heaven. You know, I'm earning my crowns, bro. Like I'm staying humble. I'm just focused, bro. Every day focus. Like I just know it matters. So like I have to do whatever I have to do to not be the old Dennis. To whenever I get them thoughts, like, you know, I just have to realize what I do have, you know, and I don't want to lose that again. Like I'm used, you know, I had to learn hard lessons in life, and I'm, you know, wisdom is learning from somebody else's mistakes. Like, I mean, wisdom is learning from your own mistakes too. So like, I plan to learn from them and just grow. I just want to grow, like, and be humble and love everybody, bro, and like give everybody, you know, that energy that they need to be great, to believe in themselves. Like that has to be like life, man. That's life. Like you never feel good when you don't help people. Like, but whenever you help people and it just kind of comes sudden and you're able to, that's like the best feeling in the world. Like, so, you know, I have a feeling, you know, I have a gift, I feel like, to articulate my life to the world, so that they can have a familiarity with that, so that they know they can do it too, man. Like, just got to do it, man, every day, every second, every minute, whatever it takes. Like, you have to continuously remind yourself and continuously just do things that help you, man. Like, you know, it's on us, man. It's just on us.
Yeah, it's really cool. You want to be of service to a lot of everybody, you know. And we're always growing and we're always learning throughout life. We should never stop.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, should never stop. And I'm learning that too. You know, being of service to everybody. You know, I used to not really care about anything or anyone really. You know, just kind of state of like kind of being depressed sometimes.
Yeah.
But you always have to pick yourself up and just try to be like, well, am I going to sit here and, you know, just sit around and not do anything?
Yeah.
Or do I want to, you know, do something like this? Like, I've been wanting to do this for a long time. And you know that, you know, and finally I had all the gear. So I was like, what's making me not do it?
Exactly.
Am I scared?
Yeah.
You know, I am. I'm scared because it's new, and I've done a lot of stuff, but I hate, like everyone else probably, hate my own voice. But, you know, this is all new to me, so I'm learning everything, and I thought, bring people on here that have a really good story and journey, and like I said, man, just maybe somebody could listen to it. Yeah. And just think, like, just never give up, never stop doing what they want to do.
Yep.
You know, and I think that's cool, man. You want to be of service. Where have you spoken a lot of places? Like,
yeah, probably about
schools or just
I've done like
anybody?
3 or 4 schools, and I've done several churches.
Yeah.
Probably like maybe 10 altogether, maybe 15. Spoke at Falls Creek. That was awesome.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was huge. It was a blessing. And yeah, I've volunteered at the Boys and Girls Club and helped them kids learn boxing. Man, it's so funny, bro. Man, dang, that's just so, man, that's what I'm called to do, bro. Like, to help out the kids too, you know, like anything else, you know, that comes with it, you know, is okay with me, man. Like, cause like, you know, I struggle every day too, you know, like with certain things, like, you know, like sometimes like little things will upset me and I'm like, why is this upsetting me, God? You know, like, why? Like, and it's weird, like the little things will get me, but the big things I'm kind of cool with because you kind of just expect them, you know. So whenever that happens, you're like, okay, like, cool. But like whenever something small happens or whatever, like I'm just, you know, it's weird. Like, why does that get me mad, you know? But yeah, I just I look at myself, bro. I look at myself every day, like every day. Dennis, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? I ask myself questions that are hard to ask, you know, that maybe a lot of people don't want to ask. Like, are you, what, you know, what's behind your actions? Like, why are, you know, sometimes like, honestly, it sounds like kind of conceited or whatever, like, but whenever I help others, like, I'm like, man, is there an ulterior motive, you know? Like, is there something else that I want from this person? Like, I may see this person, I may not, you know, but like, I think that's just the enemy. I think that's just the devil, you know, just trying to tell me that I'm not doing it for the right reasons. But what I always come to too is like, why not, you know? Why not help somebody, whether it is for you or not, or this or that? Like, just imagine what you're doing for this person. Just imagine how grateful this person is, you know, like what, because I've had people do random, like small stuff to me, and that would just like, boom, blow up my day into an amazing day. And I'm just like, man, so, you know, I just try to ask myself them questions, you know, like, like, you know, sometimes I ask myself questions like, cause I've, feel that I've accomplished a lot. Like, am I stuck up, you know, am I, you know, am I like looking down on others, you know? And I ask myself them, like, because sometimes I do judge people, but I think that's just in human nature. But like, you have to judge what's in front of you in order to know what your next move is or whatever. But whenever you look down on that person for however they are, that's when you're messing up, I think. Yeah. Whenever you look down at them and you act like you're superior than them or whatever, that's when it's wrong. But whenever you look at all them things or whatever and you're just like, okay, well, normally whenever I catch myself judging people and maybe looking down on them, or I'm sure I do, like, that's just, I'm sorry. Like, I mean, in the word, like, this is what I believe in the word. It says we're born into sin. Like, we got sinful nature. Like, we're just, bro, we're like cavemen, really. Like, we can be evil. It's inside all of us, really. If it came to push to shove or push to kill or whatever, it could be in us. But opposite of that as well, we can love, we can be good to each other. So yeah, we just got to ask ourselves them questions, and the hard questions, and like, ironically, like I've had an epiphany. Like, I feel like I think I know everything. Like, do good, it'll be this way. But honestly, like, I was just like, man, you don't know, Dennis. Like, you don't know. Like, you may have your opinion, but of course I do know what works for me. One thing I feel like I know, unless maybe later in life it's otherwise, but as long as I work hard and I love God, I know that'll never change in my mind. I love God. It's going to be okay. Like, that's where I get my strength and my hope and my consistency at, is just God. And just another thing too, a huge thing in my life, I seen hell, like my own hell that I put myself through. I've been through my own hell, like, and I did it to myself. Like, I've seen the worst of things. Like, I've been depressed. I wanted to drive off a bridge a couple of times, like because of my actions, because of how deep I got myself into a hole. Like I thought the only way was to, kill myself or whatever, and drive off a bridge. And but I couldn't do that because of God and my family.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so everybody's probably, maybe, I don't know. Life's very hard,
Yep.
and it can make you have them thoughts. So, I know the worst side of it. So, I've always looked at the worst side of things, and now I can look at what's gonna be good for me. So yeah, that's how I try to look at life constantly, no matter what. I talk to God every day, every single day. God, why do I do this? God, why did they act like that? Oh yeah, they're probably hurt inside. They probably felt the same way you felt whenever you were hurting people, whenever you cheated on your girlfriend or whatever, because, you weren't happy with yourself. So I kind of get, I can, somewhat understand why people are the way I feel, or whatever works for me in my head that makes the world a better place.
Mm-hmm.
I just roll with that.
Damn, it's very powerful. It's a powerful message, man. It's very deep.
And if you got some questions, bro, like we can get it all out. I'll try to, I'll definitely answer them precisely. Anything you got, bro, anything you want to know, like you can ask, and I'll give you a direct question, kind of summarize it up.
Yeah, but I think you've told me pretty much everything, and what a story. What a story, man. Like I said, man, I knew you like when we were little, but I didn't know you that much. We didn't really hang out. And you're younger than me, right? I'm 31.
31 in July. I was, July 13th.
Really?
When's your birthday?
June 14th.
Okay, so yeah, you're old.
Yeah. And but I knew your brother, and then I do remember you guys moved away. But I always remember like you guys skating.
Heck yeah, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
My wrist still jacked up from skating. I got eye rollerblade, bro. I got eye rollerblade on my chest, bro. Like, Darren did it, and I remember one time at a fight, we were doing a photo shoot or whatever, and the promoter was like, "What's that say on your chest?" And I was like, "A rollerblade." He was like, gave me a funny look. He's like, "Okay," and then I was like, "Man, whatever. It's just a chapter of my life. Quit sweating me." Yeah, bro. Yeah, that was, man. That's fun. Like, but I think I damaged my body quite a bit, man. Them high impact, jumping off, jumping gaps. My wrist is still kind of hurt, So, but I mean, it was fun. Kept me out of trouble. So I mean, it could have probably been worse.
Man, you guys are pretty good. I mean, being a kid and me not knowing what skating was.
Yeah.
It was always cool watching you guys. I was very afraid to try it.
Yeah,
I didn't want to try it.
Yeah, bro.
I was pretty scared.
Yeah, you get mad, bro. You get hurt so much. Like, I got a lot of battle scars from rollerblading, and what is it? That's why I quit. Really, is because it kind of just faded out, and there wasn't really no, support, financially. Like, you don't get supported, unless you're sponsored. Even the sponsored skaters really didn't get much, Like, so yeah, I was crazy, like I would do big stuff. Like I do flips, I do all kinds of stuff, bro. I just go big or go home, because a lot of them skateboarders seen us rollerbladers, they thought we were weak or whatever. We were fruit booters. So I'd always show out, bro. Like I do huge things. So they could be like, dang, this is some real stuff, So I'd always get hurt and, and get up and do it again until I landed it, or if I couldn't, then I would just have to give up, I guess, or whatever, if I got hurt too bad. But yeah, that's why I quit, bro, is because there's no support behind it. It wasn't like you're going to be able to take care of your family if you became a pro skater.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then I started boxing. So I mean, I think I started boxing while I was skating, and then I was
really?
like, wait, I can't hurt, I can't mess myself up, I'm getting paid in boxing, I ain't getting paid in rollerblading.
What's the worst injury you got in skating?
Man, one time I whiplashed my head on the concrete. Man, I like kind of passed out for 2 seconds.
What?
Yeah, and then like I got like a big old cut right there, and I hit a
God.
yeah, I hit a pole. I was trying to grind a rail, and yeah, man, yeah, it sucks. A lot of falling. Like my wrist is kind of jacked, and knees kind of hurt a little bit every now and then, but I mean, yeah, that's about it, man. Just
You gotta put some extra tape on your wrist when you
I just
train and stuff.
Yeah, I wrap them pretty good.
Yeah.
As long as I hit the bag right or hit my opponent right or whatever, like it's usually I'm good. It's usually good. But man, that's crazy. Like me and my bro was like wanting to like go check out some skate competitions. So because John still skates, like kinda, but man, he fell and broke his collarbone.
Ooh.
So I was like, dang, I was like, bro, see if you get an honorable discharge. I was like, maybe we can see you soon. You just lie and say you got like hit by a bomb or something. Say you got like, I don't know, make it sound cooler. Yeah, I was honorably discharged. Got into a skating accident. But yeah, bro, we're good, bro. Like it's, man, it's good, man. So life is good. You keep on evolving. You know, like that's, or maintain whatever you have, you know. Like that's one thing I could tell the world, you know, is like, you know, perfect is never reachable, but it's there for a reason, because we always have something to strive for. Like we always have something to reach at, whether we get get to it or not. Like I believe when we die, we go to heaven, we're perfect, you know. That's then, but until then, while we're on earth, we gotta, man, we just gotta go through the journey, take the ups and downs, and you know, enjoy it like a roller coaster, you know, because eventually, you know, it stops, and then we go to our next, you know, our next level in life. And like Les Brown says, he said, shoot for the moon, because even if you don't make it, you'll be among the stars.
Yeah.
So like, that's how I feel about life. Like, just keep on trying, man. Like no matter what, like even if you get denied or whatever, like I say, I got felonies, you know, like whenever I go to get an apartment, you know, like I have to tell these people, I have to relive my past, you know, and I have to keep explaining myself and relive it, and it sucks. Like that's not me at all today, you know. Then yes, but not today. But I still have to face some types of things. But God has put great people in my life, like great landlords, you know, and it's just pretty awesome how it makes it work for you. Because you know, if you don't quit, like if you stay positive, you're good to people, you know, you love God, like, you know, like you can't go wrong, man. Like it's just life, man. It's just life. Like life is, oh man, life's crazy, bro. Like we could go out, you know, like we could die tomorrow, you know. I could die on my way home.
Yeah.
You know, that's just reality. Like people think it's morbid. People think that it's like, it's dumb to think like that, but not to me. Like the more I know that death is around the corner, that it possibly could be, the more I appreciate what I have today. So that's real. Like that's how I look at it. Of course, I'm not thinking, oh, I might die. Oh, I might die. Oh, I'm not like scared of it or whatever. Like thinking it could. I just have that realization, like it could happen. So I gotta live today. I gotta live to the fullest, or I gotta at least try to make this day good. You know, because it could be gone. You know, like it could be gone. Same way with whenever I go into that ring, I could get laid out. I could get floored. I could lose. I could get hurt. You know, I could possibly die in there. You know, so like,
yeah.
But I'm living. Like I take all them factors in the game, and assess them. I just know what the possibilities are. Therefore, it makes me that much sharper. It makes me that much more aware. It makes me my reflexes better mentally and physically. So I'm ready. I can be ready. I'm on guard. I'm on my toes. Same way with life. I know that this could be gone in the next hour. So therefore, I try to live it to my fullest.
Yeah. Yeah. Tired. I realize it too. Just die anytime.
Yep.
Die in your sleep.
Yeah.
You know, like I go to work and it's like getting a car wreck, driving on the expressway.
Yeah.
And you know, I do forget, like, live your day to, you know, excellence.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then I think about, well, what happens if I pass away? Like you, I'm not afraid of it either. I've come to accept it too, like, because I don't have any control of it. None of us have control of dying or anything. But it's a good message too, man. Something to think about. I know a lot of people are scared of dying and leaving.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some don't know what happens after that. So you just have to accept it.
Yeah.
And just keep living every day. Keep going.
Yeah.
Don't fear it. But real quick, you wanted to, so when this is all over, your career, you said you wanted to open up a gym?
Yep.
Back home, or?
I'm thinking on it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to be over there though. Like, honestly, like, I feel I'm torn in between the two, Shawnee and Pawnee. I know one thing I do know is that I could have a huge impact in Pawnee if I opened up a world-class gym, boxing gym. I know I can make champions.
Mm-hmm.
But like I say, man, Shawnee's like my second home, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people as well as I do in Pawnee. I got family there. So I'm torn in between it, but I feel like God's gonna give me the direction whenever that time comes. But I'm definitely, if I do open it in Shawnee, I'm gonna be up there twice a week. I'm gonna have something for them to where I can go over there and teach the youth discipline, training, you know, just be involved, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, boxing gym, bro, all the way. We can create champions, world champions, national Golden Glove champions, Olympians, you know, natives.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna, you know, I'm thinking Knife Chief boxing or Hope boxing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Hope boxing was my first pick, but Knife Chief kind of has a ring to it, you know.
Yeah.
But Hope boxing does too, because whenever you go learn these disciplines, you know, there's always hope.
That's what's up, man. It's open 2 gyms.
Oh, I know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could do
Mm-hmm.
2.
Train some people to coach.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too. I was thinking maybe we could do. I was thinking too, maybe like have a home base,
Mm-hmm.
and then have like a charter gym to where we could go to schools, you know, and teach them kids, like have like a little charter, I don't know, van, bus or something where we could put all our stuff in there. Because I do motivational speaking. Maybe we could have, you know, a couple other folks, like, shoot, possibly even you know, like
Mm-hmm.
anybody that's down to, you know, inspire the youth, you know, go out there. And honestly, in boxing, you don't need much. Whenever I do my speaking engagements, I'll have a jump rope.
Mm-hmm.
I'll sit there and jump rope for 5 minutes, talk to them, boom, boom, boom. I'll just like, see, this is what you got to do. Look how boring this is. You know, sometimes greatness is boring. You know, sometimes you got to get used to these monotonous things, to these things that are repetitive. You got to continuously work on them. So whenever you grind, you shine in the spotlight. So like I'll be, you know, do that, and then a shadow box, you know. So you really don't need much to keep the youth's attention span, because they're already, you know, excited to meet a fighter or anybody trying to do something in their life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. That'd be dope, man.
For real.
That'd be really dope. And I'd be down.
Heck yeah.
Just let me know.
Mm-hmm.
You got everything, my contact info and everything.
Go to some reservations, you know.
Yeah. Speak to them. And I mean, reservations need it.
Yeah.
It's rough. It's very rough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes it's just so hard because you're either just gonna stay there or you know, usually just stay there. That's how I felt when I was in Pawnee. I just felt like I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to stay here forever. And I accepted it for a little bit. And then somehow I got off to New Mexico and started a journey. You know, now I'm here and met so many people, and I've learned so much, you know, gained so much knowledge from different people. And it's pretty rad, man. It's pretty rad what life does. You just have to kind of go with it and not think like you're defeated so much like I was. So, you know, I think it's cool, man. And we're still talking. We're still close. So, you got any closing remarks? Anything else you want to say?
There's one thing I was going to say, but, shout out to my sponsors. No, hey, like for real though, like I was telling you though, bro, like I was going through all these trial and errors, you know, with finding someone to support me, selling myself. And today I'm blessed. Like I have Kickapoo Casino sponsors me, Comanche Construction in Purcell sponsors me, very big construction company. I got Tomahawk Restoration, he sponsors me. He's in Mustang, Chad Singleton. And then I got my parents, their business, Leader LLC, Indian Tribal Self-Governance. They sponsor me, you know, so like it's awesome. They support me, help me. They see the work, you know, they see the work. Like on my birthday, I ran 31 miles, you know, like, I mean, I'm just trying to be great, bro. Like the proof is in the pudding. I know they say it's in the pudding, but to me, it's in the pudding. So like, it's whatever you're putting in, you know, the proof is there. Like, so, man, God bless y'all. Jesus saves, and you can be great. Just believe it. Take choices one day at a time. Whenever it hurts, whenever it's awesome, just keep pushing. It gets better. Put that in your head, and it'll stay that way. God bless. Thank you. Knife Chief out.
And Dennis, real quick, where can people follow you on social media? You want everyone to know? Maybe watch your fights on YouTube as well.
Oh yeah. Dennis Knife Chief. You can look me up on YouTube. Dennis Knife Chief. There's probably like 10 plus fights on there. There's some wins. There's some losses. But yeah, still grinding. That's on YouTube. All my fights. You can look up my documentary called Knife Chief. It's by Mark D. Williams. He's an amazing videographer, and check out his work. And you can check out Sten Jody. He had a music video Mark D. Williams did as well. It's called Success. Did a little bit of acting in that. That was awesome. You can follow me on Facebook, Dennis Knife Chief, or follow my fan page, Dennis the Pawnee Express Knife Chief. And on Instagram, Dennis Knife Chief. Snapchat's a little bit more personal. No, I'm playing. But hey, thank y'all. Thank you, bro.
All right, everyone. Oh, well, Dennis, thank you for coming on. And man, I'm really, you know, thankful that you wanted to be here, and I appreciate it very much. You know, you took time out of your day and you drove here, and man, I think that's awesome. You know, I don't know how I could ever try to repay you back or anything, man. But I'm very thankful, man. And just thank you for making time for me.
Well,
until next time, peace.